The United States started developing nuclear weapons during World War II and tested its first nuclear weapon on July 16, 1945, during the Trinity test in the New Mexico desert. Following this successful test, the U.S. became the first and only country to use nuclear weapons in war, dropping 2 atomic bombs on Japan. Little Boy, a uranium bomb, was dropped on Hiroshima on August 6, 1945, and Fat Man, a plutonium bomb, was dropped on Nagasaki on August 9, 1945. The Soviet Union conducted its first successful nuclear weapon test, named RDS-1, or First Lightning, on August 29, 1949. The test took place at the Semipalatinsk test site in Kazakhstan, making the USSR the second nation to possess atomic weapons, 4 years after the United States. After the United States refused to assist Britain in designing, constructing, and operating an atomic energy plant, Britain started to examine the feasibility of an independent nuclear weapons program. Winston Churchill, then Prime Minister of Britain, announced on August 17, 1952, that the first British weapon test would occur before the end of the year. During Operation Hurricane, an atomic bomb was detonated on board the frigate HMS Plym on October 3, 1952. Britain thereby became the third country to develop and test nuclear weapons. After World War II, France wanted to remain a major world power and not depend fully on the United States or United Kingdom for security. French scientists then started enriching plutonium from nuclear reactors and designed their own bomb without direct U.S. help. France became a nuclear power in 1960, when it carried out its first successful nuclear test called Gerboise Bleue on February 13, 1960, in the Algerian Sahara Desert, which at that time was a part of France. After the Korean War in the early 1950s, China feared nuclear threats from the United States. In the 1950s, the Soviet Union initially helped China with reactors, training, and technical knowledge. But after the Sino-Soviet split, Soviet experts left, forcing China to continue alone. Chinese scientists learned to extract plutonium and built the bomb domestically despite limited industrial strength. China became a nuclear power when it exploded its first atomic bomb in Lop Nur on October 16, 1964. That test was codenamed 596 because the project began after a key Soviet agreement in June 1959 was withdrawn. After the China-India War of 1962 and China's 1964 nuclear test, India felt strategically vulnerable. Under Homi Jehangir Bhabha, India had already built a strong civilian nuclear program through the Bhabha Atomic Research Center. India used plutonium produced in the reactor to design the atomic device. India became a nuclear-capable nation in 1974 when it conducted its first nuclear test, called Smiling Buddha, on May 18, 1974, at Pokhran Test Range. India later declared itself an overt nuclear weapons state after the Pokhran II tests in 1998. Pakistan started its own nuclear program after India tested its bomb in 1974. Prime Minister Zulfikar Ali Bhutto famously said Pakistan would build the bomb even if people had to eat grass. Pakistan enriched uranium instead of relying first on plutonium, making its path different from India's. It is widely believed that China has provided crucial technical assistance to Pakistan. Pakistan became an overt nuclear weapons state in 1998 when it carried out its first nuclear test called Shagai-1 on May 28, 1998, in the hills of Raskot. North Korea began nuclear research in the 1950s with Soviet help, mainly for civilian reactors. After tensions with the United States and the collapse of aid deals, it withdrew from the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons in 2003. North Korea used the plutonium from spent fuel and built a bomb domestically. North Korea became a nuclear weapons state in 2006 when it carried out its first underground nuclear test on October 9, 2006, at Punggye-ri Nuclear Test Site. Israeli leaders sought a last-resort security guarantee after the Arab-Israeli War of 1948, as the country faced hostility from its neighbors. With the help of France and under the leadership of David Ben-Gurion, Israel secretly began nuclear research in the 1950s. Israel is believed to have produced plutonium there and assembled weapons quietly by around 1967 to 1969, although it has never officially confirmed or denied having them. This policy is called nuclear ambiguity or opacity.